Strong Family Money live show. My name is Andres. So these live streams are going to be um, stuff that I write down in my journal during the day. I've done it before, recorded, and I've done it before, and like stories of Instagram. But I've decided to make this a live stream. Try and do them at least 5 nights a week, but we'll see what how often I can get to do them. So uh, today's tips, September 27th, 2021. So my name is Andres, host of the Strong Family Money Show YouTube channel. You can get there um, anywhere that you're watching this, on my Facebook, on my Facebook page, the Strong Family Money page. On if you're watching this later on Twitter, I have my link there to get to my page as well. So I'm a host of that show, a realtor here in Ventura County, California, investor and social media consultant. While getting a couple of businesses running, I've taken that on as a hobby, and trying to help as many people as I can get their business going on social media. It is important to have a social media presence, regardless of what industry you're in or what type of business that you do. Social media is important. Uh, so there are going to be a few tips for today. So the first one, uh, so we're the Strong Family Money, right? So we're about strength, we're about family, and we're about getting your money right. So the strong tip for the day is, so when you're working towards a goal, everybody, um, when it gets hard, right? And every goal that you want to achieve is going to be uh, there's going to be a period of time where it's difficult because you've never done it before, or you don't know how to do it, or you don't know how to do it well. And most people, what they do is at that point, especially if you're like, you have a full-time job, you have a family, you have other things to do, and a lot of people try and do new things in their spare time. And what happens is at that point it gets difficult, and they decide that they can use their spare time to do other things that are at the time where the because it's hard, everything else seems a better option because it isn't the hard thing that you're doing. So uh when they say what what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, that is probably the most true statement that I know of, right? When you get to the hard part is where you should, double down and buckle down and try and push through it, because uh, you will, once you get to the other side, then you break through that plateau, and you can then use your new skills that you acquired to um, go on to improve that part of yourself, or the goal that you're trying to achieve. And you will encounter that multiple times, especially if it's a hard goal, like you're trying to learn something new that you don't know or you never done before. There's going to be a few times where you hit a sticking point that will uh, stopping might sound like the better option because it's easy, but the reward that you get if you break through, and the cycle that continues, and once you get to the end, it's going to be a more rewarding goal that you achieve. So next, um, we're all busy. We're all have multiple things to do. We get stressed out. We get tired. And when what you want to do is you want to have your plan already down for what you want to do to wind down and or relax. These um, periods of relaxation or downtime may not be as frequent as we would like, and they may not last as long as we would like. But so what you want to do is you want to plan ahead and have that down um, as a routine before you need it. That way you don't have to think about it and waste time uh and that eats into your relaxation time. So you want to have that down. So you want to have it on your calendar. You want to know, have a plan. You want to know what you do, and be able to work on that right away once you have it either scheduled or you have 10-15 minutes of free time where you can relax. It's important. So you want to have that on your calendar and planned as well and as in advance as you can. um, so I'm married, father of 4 kids. Um, so money, finances are a big deal when you're married. Number one cause of separation and divorce. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be afraid to talk about them. And I would say for people who are not married or newlyweds or thinking about it, you want to get on the same page financially as your spouse or your significant other as far in advance as you can. So you want to sit down, and it may sound corny, it may not sound romantic at all, it may not be what you guys enjoy talking about when you're together, but sit down and you want to hash it all out in the beginning, so that way there's no surprises later on. So on my list are a few things here. Are you going to buy a house? Or how many kids are you going to have? Will you both work? So there's a long list of things that you should talk about prior to getting married, thinking about getting married, or even if you're already married, probably it's not too late to get all this stuff taken care of and written down and explained. So talk about money, talk about plan, so that and it goes back to the same thing I was talking about for your downtime. Have it planned, right? You already want to have a plan ready to go when you need it. You don't want to have to, especially retirement. You don't want to have to wait till the last minute to try and plan your retirement together. You want to have that all taken care of in advance. So more money. This is probably a really hard one for most people to do, for whatever their reasons for not wanting to do it are. But you should have 6, most likely 9 months of expenses. And when I talk about expense, I mean, we'll see why you need that here when we finish the slide here. This is not savings, so you want 6 to 9 months of expenses saved away. This is not like a savings account to be used to buy something that you want. This is in case something happens and you need income to live. Right, you need to pay your rent and your bills, and you want to have money saved away so that you're proactive about it. You don't want to have to wait for, to get it from wherever, the government, disability, or any other things. A lot of times those take a little bit to turn on. And it's a good habit anyway to have your own money to take care of your own self saved away. So this is not a savings account. So this is not to be used for new stove. This isn't an emergency account. That's something else. This is rent and bills and water and food. And a side note, when you do use this money, uh, so I have videos out about budgeting and what you should do to budget. Budgeting, so you have 2 budgets, an emergency budget on this one. So you have a budget that you use to during normal times, and you should have a budget that you're going to use if you ever have to tap into this money, because the 6 to 9 months, you might want to string it out to longer. If it really is 6 to 9 months that you can save, you want it so that it's the most basic um, form of living that you can handle, right? So it's not when I was working, we would go to the movies, 4 times a month. It's we're gonna live on beans and rice and whatever, canned tuna for the time being. So you should have a less fancy version of your budget that you use if you ever have to. Hopefully, you don't have to, but if you ever have to tap into this money, you want that budget there as well. And even more money, you want to have the least amount of your money saved in fixed deposit. So You don't want to have all your money. If you have all your money in a checking and savings, great. That's step one. That's more than most people do. But you want to have the least amount of money in those kind of accounts. So you want, your check comes in, you want to have money to cover your, monthly expenses. You want to have money in there to put away in your savings and reach your, 6 to 9 month goal or your emergency fund. But you want to try and put most of your money, as much money as you can, into accounts that work for you, right? So stocks, mutual funds, stuff that earns a higher interest than a fixed deposit account, right? You really don't earn, if anything, just by, even if you find a high interest, whatever savings account, you would be better to put your money into something that, yes, there is more risk, but the return on it, if you invest it correctly, the return outweighs the risk. So you want to have as little money as you can in, fixed deposit, checking and savings account, as you need, and you want to, max out all the other kind of accounts that work for you more. Something to think about. So let me put this full screen here. How do you know when you're satisfied? So is there an end to what you're working for? Should you be content before you become satisfied? Or should you never feel good until you're done and by default satisfied? So um, does that uh, keep you from reaching your goals, right? If you're reaching for, you get satisfied quickly or easily, is that stopping you from reaching a bigger goal? So you know eh, how would you set that up for, for, depending on what kind of person you are, right? Some people, they know that they shouldn't stop until the job is done. um, a lot of people, once they reach, some form of satisfaction, they quit their goal. Some people never, um, uh, they set their goals too small, right? And they're able to achieve them quickly. And a lot of people, once they do that, they stop and they never think ahead of that, or what's the next biggest goal I can do. So satisfaction, how you feel when you accomplish something, right? How do you set that up in your personal life, right? Do you set small goals and you can enjoy them when you reach them, knowing that you have to get to the bigger goal in the end? Right? Are you saying, I should not feel content or satisfied until the end? And contentment, right? Should you say, I don't feel great right now, but I feel good because I know I'm working towards something, and I know at the end I'm going to feel really good and satisfied. So something to think about. How you set up how you feel about completing things and working towards things. Write the stuff down. That's my email address. Again, I'm a real estate agent here in Ventura County, host of the Strong Family Money Show. You can get there. I have a link to my YouTube channel, on all my social media, wherever you're watching this. On Facebook, I have a Facebook page, of the Strong Family Money Show, where I post all my videos there. If you message me or send me an email with your email address, if you message me your email address or send me an email to the address on your screen, I'll send you a link to get copies of the two books that I have. One's a first-time homebuyer guide, and one's a collection of blog posts that I've written that help me find out where I want to go and how to get there. Anyway, send me an email and I will send you a copy. And thanks a lot. My name's Andres. This is the Strong Family Money live stream. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys next time.